everybody. How are you guys doing? Ooh, a little bit high there. Sorry, I just got done with another video, and the divine asked me actually to do these two videos today, and I'm like, I don't want to do this one. But I listened to the divine, and that's what I'm going to do before I do some readings. So this is in December 2020, and I'm going on this because when I do my readings, they're all live, and I do leave the chats open, but I also get this asked all the time, especially from Facebook people and, people that are in my empath and that kind of stuff. So a lot of the times when, and I do everything by intuition, but the thing is, a lot of the things that I'm getting asked are, like, am I going to find love? Am I going to, is he coming back? Is she coming back? Will she leave me? Will she come? All that kind of stuff. So the thing is with that, I'm just going to share this real quick, is that when you ask me that, I have to go intuitively thinking also, but also I'm older. So I've studied psychology. I've studied relationships. I've studied dating and all that kind of stuff. And a lot of it has to do with usually, I hate to say this, but men leaving women come in, them not coming back. And so it's a women question mostly. So when you ask me that, I not only go into intuitiveness, but I also go into what I know from experience, what the divine would say about it, because he keeps, he shares me information all the time. But the thing is with that, you have to look at it. So I'm going to ask you, if you're going to ask me that question, these are some things that you need to think about before you ask them. One, I'll usually ask, how long have you guys been together? Because a lot of that has to play, and how old you are, on actually the maturity of the two people. Okay, so that's a really big thing. Because a lot of the times, if someone is going to leave you, you as the person who was left, yes, that's really hard. It is really hard. I'm not saying that it's not hard. But the second thing is that you have to have some self-love in that. And a lot of people don't, or they don't have self-value. They don't have self-esteem, or they have low self-esteem, really low vibrations. Because you know me, I talk about energies and vibrations. But the thing is, when somebody leaves you, you're hurt. You're grieving. You don't understand. A lot of the times they get left without any knowledge or anything. They just leave. So what happens is, intuitively, I sort of look at it from a whole gamut of things. And that's why you'll see me ask you a few questions. I'm not psychic, but I do know that the divine shares information with me. And I know information that he shared with me before that I probably am going to carry over, because it's the same question a lot of people ask. But when you have somebody leave you, you have to ask your question, one, where in the relationship was I? Was I really emotionally connected? Was that person emotionally connected? Did they disconnect? You have all the answers within you. You just want somebody else to say it because you want some validation they will come back. My question is, why would you want them back? So if they left you, man or woman, or partner, is why would you want them back if, one, they weren't being true to you of who they were? So if they were true to you who they were, they would have said, hey, you know what? I'm really having problems in our relationship with this. It's a maturity level. It's either a grown boy or a grown girl. It's not a grown man or a grown woman. So there's a huge difference in the way that men or women will treat a partner that is grown or not grown. And so that is where a lot of the earth knowledge comes in. It's sort of basic. You can see all the red flags. As far as dating coach, you can see all the red flags. However, you have to know where they're at mentally and their age-wise and how it's working. So when you ask me that, people say, will they come back? And a lot of the times, why would you want them back? Especially so quickly. Think about this for a minute. You want them back. I just want them back. I just want them back. It's sort of like, okay, you're, oh, please, please, please come back. But as you grow and mature, you're like, there's the door. Go right ahead. You want to leave this person who values you, go right ahead. So that's a mature thing. That is a mature thing. The other thing is, when they leave, you have to sort of look at the whole scenario of each person individually. That's why it's you come on and they'll say, well, yeah, they're going to come back. It's like, I need to know a little bit more. I'm not a psychic, and a lot of people are not psychic, but the thing is that they will try to be psychic. I'm not saying the ones that are really psychic can do that, because there are people that can, but there's a very small percentage compared to who want to advertise for it. But I will share my knowledge, my wisdom, and what the divine shares for you both in that. However, you have to look at, they just left. Why would you want them back? They're not changed. Most of the time they're cheating or doing something on the side that you have no idea about. And they're not going to share that with you, because if they did, they might not be able to come back and get more of what they had before, because they'll be back. And are you going to take them back because of your self-esteem, your lower self-esteem, your lower value in yourself, and set some boundaries and standards? Because when they come back, and especially if it's for women, if men leave women, they'll be back for this. That's what they'll be back for. And then it's like, okay, you're feeding them, but you're being left empty. And is that what it's for? And there's so many things involved in that, but why would you want them back? The thing is, when you want them back, is like, go away for a year or maybe two, grow, learn, change, then see if they changed and came back. Nobody can change in a month. Nobody can change in 2 months or 3 months unless there is a huge, huge trauma that something drastically happened to them and they really just did a 180. How often does that happen? 0 to 1. Really, honestly, it doesn't. It takes time. The divine has us learn lessons and grow. So when they left you, it's actually a good thing, because that gives you a time to sit back, not only with yourself, but the divine, and say, is this person right? A lot of the other times is the divine will share with me, I took them away to protect them. So a lot of the times you don't even know what's going on behind the scenes. The divine can. And the divine can see what kind of a person their heart is really. So sometimes the divine does it to protect you or protect the other person. Just depends on the situation, especially if there's any physical abuse in there. That's a lot. Or emotional abuse or verbal abuse. It all starts out with verbal, then it goes emotional, and then it goes to physical. So you have to sort of look at that. When you want to ask me to take them back, ask these questions to yourself, because the person hasn't grown. If you want to take them back and have a toxic life, take them back and have a toxic life. But if you really want to grow, and if they need to grow, maybe they'll go and grow if you set your standards. So I know people where, I'm just going to say this because it's happened. It doesn't mean it can't happen any other way. But where the guy was very young, in his early 20s, 21, 22, and he thought he could do anything and everything, and the girlfriend would be okay with it. The girlfriend set the standard, says, no, if you're going to do this, then you need to leave. And he didn't think she was serious. Okay. So then she did her boundaries, and you know what? She left. Well, sadly, or actually it was a blessing in a long time, is that she got pregnant and they were going to get married, and he was cheating on her, and she kicked him out. And there was no more. There is no more of that. Bye. You don't do this. You need to go and grow up. So it becomes about 24 years old, and then, you know what, he's like, I need to stop. I need to grow up. I need to change. This isn't working for me. I'm getting into trouble. And this is, again, is a maturity thing. So at 24, begging, coming back. But then what happened is she set her standards, and she says, I need to look in your phones. I need to do this. I need to do that. If you want back, you need to grow up. You need to be a man, not a boy. And this is this and this. And bless her heart, she stood to her guns, and he said, okay, that's how much he wanted that back. He had grown in those 2 years so much that he knew that he wanted that back. Now that can happen, but somebody has to set the standards, and somebody has to be really strong and due diligent to keep the boundaries there, or it doesn't work. Otherwise, why would you want it back? Honestly. to be used again, to be their emotional. I mean, how many times? I mean, I have guys calling me. It's like, when they want to talk about sex or something, I'm like, listen, I'm not your emotional relationship. If you want to be my friend, you don't talk about sex. You don't talk about this. You don't talk about that. We're friends. Put them in the place. They start doing it again. I'll see you. Bye-bye. And then they call back and they say, I'm really sorry. That you're right. You're right. Otherwise, you become a teddy bear. You become a teddy bear. For those that want them back, you want to be a teddy bear. You want to be one of those Costco big teddy bears that they can just throw in the corner whenever they want, so that you can actually be in that corner waiting. Yep, I'll do it. I'll be a rug. I'll be a mat. I'll be whatever it is. Yep, as long as you're here. Yep, I'm good. But then they'll come out and they'll play with that teddy bear, talk to it, hello, whatever. Back in the corner it goes, because it's a selfish, earthly way of thinking. That's not love. Do you really want them back? So when you ask me this question, I hope, or maybe I'll have to put this in there. Please go watch this, because you really don't want them back if they are not going to grow. Lastly, if you have manipulated the relationship, women, I'm talking to you. If you were like, oh, I really like that guy, I'm going to go over there and try to talk to him. I'm going to stop. You are manipulating the relationship. I have a whole video in Get Balanced 2020 about that. You're manipulating it. When you have to manipulate a relationship and it's not the guy that's doing it, you're setting yourself up for really heartful disappointment. Or maybe to just get used for this and they can walk on and do whatever. And then you're left holding the bag wondering, is he going to come back? So really, the only way to really know if this is a divine intervention, a divine relationship, is to understand how it came together in the first place. Did it come together by you two meeting by accident? Did you go searching each other on the dating site? And was it a girl that hit up the guy first? Did you guys meet from other countries and somebody needed a K-1 visa or a green card? Or was it a divine intervention? Did you guys accidentally meet? Did you happen to be in a place that you really never thought you were going to be and you met? Did somebody put you two together by accident? That's when you know it's going to be the divine intervention. When that happens, most of the time there isn't, is he going to come back? Is she going to come back? So that's my video for today, and I hope the divine was happy with it because he asked me to do it, because I do get asked this a lot. So I hope this is helpful. This is a lot from divine and wisdom that he has given me in the past. Not only that, I really educate myself in the knowledge of relationships, men's thinking, women's thinking, behavioral things like that. So if you do have questions more, or if you're sort of still curious, the information's down below. You can always set up a coaching session, whether it be spiritual, mind, body, whatever. You can see it on the website, what's there. Otherwise, I hope that you come and watch some of my readings and watch some of my videos on mind, spirit, and body, and especially divine ones. And I hope that you like, share, and subscribe. I would love to see if, and comment, please comment, because if you comment, I always answer. So I hope you enjoyed this and you guys have a great, wonderful day. Take care.